Hey guys, my name is Krista Jordan. I'm an instructor, but I'm also a surgical technician. Now, I'm going to start you from when you go into the room, walking in with your nurse anesthetist, your anesthesia provider. When you come into the operating room, you need to make sure you have your cap, you need to make sure you have a mask on, and make sure that they give you eyewear once the case begins to start, okay? So, as you come in the room, you're going to be fully attired. You're mainly going to be up here with anesthesia at the head of the patient, okay? But I want to tell you to make sure that you stay away from anything that is blue, okay? So I'm going to walk over here, because when you first come in here with your patient and with anesthesia, there's going to be a surgical technologist over here working on the table. I don't have a gown and glove on right now, so it's fine for you to be around me. But once I go out, my hands will be wet. I will come to my table. I will gown myself. You need to make sure that you are not anywhere near this blue or near me. After I have my gown on, I'm going to put my gloves on. You will see the circulator come behind me and tie me up. Now, I am considered sterile right now, so I can touch all this blue. Once you're blue, you can touch anything else that's blue. If you're not blue, do not touch anything that is blue, okay? So this is my sterile table. This is my ring stand. You may see these. And this is my Mayo. Both of these, or all three of these, I will be moving over to the patient once my patient is asleep, intubated, and I have draped the patient. Right now, like I said, you're going to be up at the head of the patient, helping put them to sleep. Okay? My nurse, my circulator, will have already prepped the patient. So now it's time for me to drape. So right now you can touch the patient until it's time for me to drape. I'm going to drape. Usually I have another person with me doing this, but this is just to give an example. Anesthesia will grab this and hook it up to the IV poles at the top. Now, once this patient is blue, covered in blue, you do not touch anywhere around the patient or the table or the Mayo stand. Okay? This, once I have draped, I will place this over my patient. This is not going to work. This is the messed up one. Okay. This will be right here over my patient. Then I will move my table closer to me. So I have my own little area that you will need to stay away from if you are not in blue. Okay? Now your circulator or your anesthesia may let you get up the top, get on some stools so that you can see better, or you could be at the end of the patient. Just make sure you're away from the blue. If the surgical technologist or the circulator wants to show you something back here, I'm not sterile, just like you would not be sterile. If they want to show you something at the table, put your hands behind your back. Make sure your scrubs do not come down, okay? You want to make sure, if they're big, if your scrubs are too big, make sure you pull back as you put your hands behind your back, okay? So if you need to look over something to see it, whatever they're going to show you, There's no way that you will touch this table with your clothes or anything, because if your scrubs are big, you don't know if it's going to touch or not. So again, hold your hands behind your back, pull your shirt back with it, okay? That's over the table. That would be over the patient. But once you're up here at the top of the patient, at the patient's head with the anesthesia, it doesn't matter, okay? Because this will be covered for the screen for anesthesia and for you, okay? So guys, remember, if you are not blue, don't touch anything else that's blue, okay? If you are blue, you can touch blue. Also make sure that you pull your scrubs back, keep your hands behind your back if you need to look at something, okay? Just make sure you don't touch or lean over a sterile field, okay? Treat every patient as if it's your family member. You certainly would not want me, unsterile person, to come up with your family having surgery like this, okay? So keep in mind, for every patient is your family, and you want to treat everybody that way, okay? Have probably done an overkill, but just remember what I told you, and you'll do great, okay?
Thanks, Krisha. We really do appreciate it, and we're looking forward to going into the OR. And if there's anything the respiratory care program can do for you guys, you let us know, and we'll definitely reciprocate. Thank you again.